So the number one reason that property goes to tax deed sale is death. That's right. Really simple, but a little bit more complex than you think. The reality is that this is what happens. Somebody owned property. They owned it in their name. They had never done an estate plan, or if they did, they only did a will, which isn't really a plan. A will only tells a judge how to do a probate administration if everyone in the will is still alive. And the reality is if everyone in the will even knows there's a will, or anyone knows there's a will, and has the original of the will, those are all necessary in order for it to be probated effectively. And again, a will sends you right to the probate court. But what happens? The reality is that most families can't afford to do the probate. And they can't also agree on how they're going to do a probate and who's going to participate and who's going to sign this and who's going to sign this waiver and who's going to join this way or that way into the case. And after years of this taking place, families not agreeing on what's going to happen, what happens? Well, the county's not going to sit there and wait for taxes to be paid or unpaid, right? So they offer it up to investors, right, who buy tax certificates, who are essentially buying the delinquent taxes for the year. And after a few years of holding on to these tax certificates, those real estate investors can petition the clerks of court of the counties here in Florida to hold a tax deed auction. That means to auction the property to satisfy all of those outstanding taxes and maybe have a little bit extra left for the family. Who knows, right? But at these auctions, any member of the public, and I mean any member, it could be foreign investors, it could be Florida investors, it could be locals, it could be natives, it could be non-U.S. citizens. A lot of it is non-U.S. citizens. They can bid, they can become the property owners. So you've got to think about it. Do you want this to be happening to your family? Do you want to force them to go through the probate process because you didn't do an estate plan or because you thought a simple will could take care of it? No. If you want to have that conversation with me about how to effectively keep your real estate out of court probate and out of conflict with your family, call our office, 813-480-2106. That's 813-480-2106. And my team will talk to you about what we call a family wealth planning session so that you can get yourself organized and do what can be done now to prevent your family from having to deal with the loss of generally the biggest asset that all the family had.